Top 10 mind-bending movie endings and what they really mean. Some movie endings don't tie things up neatly. They explode your brain. These are the films you finish and then immediately Google, what the heck just happened? Whether it's alternate timelines, unreliable narrators, or endings that completely flip the script. These 10 mind-bending finales made audiences question everything, and in some cases, still have fans fighting in the comments decades later. Today, we're unpacking the top 10 mind-bending movie endings and what they really mean. Buckle up. Number 10. Enemy 2013. The Spider Explained. Denis Villeneuve's Enemy ends with Jake Gyllenhaal's character discovering his wife has transformed into a giant spider in their bedroom. Most people think, what the actual heck? Here's what most viewers miss. The entire film is about toxic masculinity and sexual anxiety. The spiders represent feminine power that threatens masculine control. When Adam sees his wife as a spider, it's his subconscious revealing his fear of women's autonomy. But here's the deeper theory. Adam and Anthony aren't doppelgangers. They're the same person experiencing dissociative identity disorder. The wife spider represents his guilt about cheating, manifested as a monstrous feminine threat. The controversial take? The spiders are real, and the film is actually about an alien invasion disguised as psychological drama. Villeneuve loves sci-fi, and those giant spiders over the city aren't metaphorical. You thought you were watching a mind-bender about identity, but what if you were actually watching body horror about transformation? Number 9. 2001: A Space Odyssey, 1968. Transcendence and Evolution. Kubrick's 2001 ends with Dave Bowman aging rapidly in a white room, then transforming into a glowing fetus that returns to Earth. Most people think it's about human evolution and transcendence. The surface reading? The monoliths are alien tools that guide human development. Dave becomes the next stage of human evolution, a cosmic being who will help humanity advance. But here's what film scholars suggest. Dave died in space, and everything after Hal's deactivation is his dying hallucination. The white room is purgatory, the aging is his life flashing before his eyes, and the star child is his soul departing. The controversial theory? The monoliths aren't helping humanity evolve, they're harvesting human consciousness. Dave isn't transcending, he's being absorbed into an alien collective. You thought Dave became a god, but what if he became food for something much larger? Still with us? You're officially one of the smart ones. Smash that like button and hit subscribe if you love movie mysteries, and we'll keep digging into your favorite mind melters. Number 8. Arrival 2016. Time isn't linear. Arrival's ending reveals that Louise's memories of her daughter Hannah are actually glimpses of the future. Learning the alien language gave her non-linear perception of time. Most viewers think Louise can see the future. She knows her daughter will die young, but she chooses to have her anyway because love transcends time. Here's the deeper interpretation. Louise doesn't gain the ability to see the future. She realizes time was never linear to begin with. The heptapods don't experience time sequentially like humans do. By learning their language, Louise's consciousness shifts to perceive all moments simultaneously. But here's the controversial theory. Louise isn't seeing the future. She's seeing alternate timelines. Every memory of Hannah represents a different reality where she makes different choices. The film isn't about accepting fate. It's about choosing which timeline to inhabit. The mind-bending twist? What if Louise's visions aren't of her future daughter, but of an alien consciousness that's been implanted in her mind, disguised as human memories? You thought Louise learned to see the future, but what if she learned that free will is an illusion, and every choice was already made? Number 7. Shutter Island 2010. Insane or pretending?
Give you a briefing about the institution?
All I know is it's a mental hospital.
Shutter Island's ending reveals that Teddy Daniels is actually Andrew Latis, a patient who killed his wife after she drowned their children. The entire investigation was elaborate role-play therapy. Most people accept this at face value. Andrew created the Teddy persona to escape his guilt, and the doctors are trying to help him accept reality. But here's the alternate theory. Teddy was right all along. The hospital really is conducting illegal experiments, and the Andrew Latis revelation is sophisticated gaslighting designed to break his sanity. The evidence? Too many details align with his conspiracy theory to be coincidental. The controversial take? Andrew/Teddy chooses lobotomy at the end because he'd rather die as a good man than live as a monster. But what if he chooses it because he knows the truth and can't live with the knowledge of what they did to him? You thought the conspiracy was in his head, but what if his head was the conspiracy? Number 6. The Sixth Sense, 1999. The ultimate twist.
Yes.
Where is she?
Standing next to my window.
The Sixth Sense ends with Malcolm realizing he's been dead the entire movie. He was shot in the opening scene and has been a ghost helping Cole without knowing it. Everyone knows this twist now, but here's what most miss. Malcolm isn't just dead, he's been refusing to accept his death because of unfinished business with his wife. The deeper meaning? Malcolm represents anyone who's stuck in the past, unable to move forward. His inability to see his own death mirrors how people often can't see their own emotional or psychological death. The end of relationships, careers, or identities. But here's the controversial theory. Cole isn't helping Malcolm accept death. He's teaching him that being dead doesn't mean being powerless. Malcolm doesn't move on to heaven, he chooses to stay and help other lost souls. You thought Malcolm learned to let go, but what if he learned that love transcends death, and letting go isn't always the answer? Still reeling from those endings? Hit like, subscribe, and drop your favorite "wait, what just happened" moment in the comments. More Mindbenders coming soon. Number 5. Fight Club, 1999. Duality and Destruction.
You are not your job. You're not how much money you have in the bank.
Fight Club ends with the narrator shooting himself to destroy Tyler Durden, his alter ego. Tyler disappears, but Project Mayhem succeeds in destroying the credit card companies. The obvious reading. The narrator rejects Tyler's anarchist philosophy and chooses love over destruction by killing his violent alter personality. But here's what critics argue. The narrator doesn't destroy Tyler, he integrates him. Watch carefully. Tyler doesn't completely disappear. The narrator gains Tyler's confidence and decisiveness. He doesn't stop Project Mayhem, he takes control of it. The controversial theory? Tyler was never the problem, society was. The ending isn't about rejecting violence, it's about channeling it productively.
You're not your fucking khakis. You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap at the world.
The narrator becomes a more effective revolutionary by combining Tyler's vision with his own conscience. You thought the narrator chose peace, but what if he just chose a different kind of war? Number 4. The Prestige, 2006. Which brother lived?
Shoot me. Come on.
No, I can't
Do it!
The Prestige ends with the revelation that Bale's character was actually identical twins sharing one life, while Jackman's character used Tesla's machine to clone and kill himself nightly. Most people think Bale's twins represent sacrifice for art, while Jackman represents obsession destroying the soul. But here's the deeper theory. We never know which twin survives at the end. The one who visits Jackman in prison might be the good twin who loved Sarah, or the bad twin who loved Olivia. This ambiguity is intentional. It doesn't matter which brother lived because they both sacrificed their individual identities for the trick. The controversial take? Neither twin was the original. They were both clones created by an earlier version of Tesla's machine, which explains their perfect coordination and shared memories. You thought one twin was pretending to be the other, but what if they were both pretending to be someone who never existed? Number 3. Donnie Darko, 2001. Time travel, sacrifice, destiny. Donnie Darko ends with Donnie choosing to die in his bed as the jet engine falls, sacrificing himself to save the universe from a time paradox. The standard interpretation? Donnie was chosen to guide artifacts back to the primary universe, preventing reality from collapsing. His death was necessary to restore the timeline. But here's the mind-bending alternate theory. There is no time travel. Donnie is schizophrenic and the entire Tangent universe is his psychotic break. Frank isn't a time traveler, he's a hallucination helping Donnie rationalize his violent impulses. The jet engine falling is just a coincidence that validates his delusions. The controversial take? Donnie isn't saving the universe, he's destroying it. By dying, he creates the paradox that splits reality. Every time we watch the movie, we're seeing another loop of the cycle he can never escape. You thought Donnie was a hero who saved everyone, but what if he was the villain who doomed them all to repeat the same nightmare forever? Number 2. Memento, 2000. Truth versus self-deception.
You don't know who you are.
I'm Leonard Shelby. I'm from San Francisco.
That's who you were.
Memento ends, or begins, with Leonard killing the wrong man, manipulating his future self into a cycle of revenge based on lies he's telling himself. The surface reading? Leonard can't form new memories, so he uses notes and tattoos to hunt his wife's killer. But he's been manipulating his own investigation. Here's what most miss. Leonard's condition might be psychological, not medical. He doesn't want to remember that he accidentally killed his wife with an insulin overdose. The John G. hunt is an elaborate way to avoid confronting his guilt. But here's the controversial theory. Leonard doesn't have memory problems at all. He's a serial killer who uses the condition as an excuse to murder people. Sammy Jenkins was Leonard all along. He's been institutionalized and is fantasizing the entire revenge narrative. You thought Leonard was a victim seeking justice, but what if he was a predator who found the perfect cover story? Number 1. Inception, 2010. Real or dream?
I specialize in a very specific type of security. Subconscious security.
Inception ends with Cobb's totem top spinning, but he walks away before seeing it falls. We never know if he's awake or still dreaming. Most people obsess over whether the top falls, but here's what Nolan actually said. It doesn't matter. The point is that Cobb has stopped caring whether he's dreaming. He's chosen to embrace the reality where he can be with his children. But here's the deeper theory. Cobb has been dreaming the entire movie. The real-world sequences are just another dream layer. His team are all projections of his subconscious, trying to help him process Mal's death and his guilt about their children. The controversial take? Mal was right all along. They never woke up from limbo. The entire film is Cobb's dying dream as he commits suicide to join her. The inception isn't on Robert Fisher, it's on the audience, making us believe in a reality that never existed. You thought the spinning top was the key to reality, but what if reality was never an option, and the only choice was which dream to believe in? And there you have it, 10 endings that prove some movies aren't meant to be solved. They're designed to haunt you, to make you question not just what you saw, but what reality even means. Thanks for watching. Now it's your turn. Which ending blew your mind the most? Drop it in the comments. Hit like if your brain's still spinning, and make sure you're subscribed. We've got even more cinematic curveballs coming your way.